Hi guys, so in this video we're going to talk about how to build your own custom ROM. So this is the first video where we are just going to have a very light brief of everything, of how we are going to do, from where we are going to get the files and everything. And with the later parts of the videos, as I move forward with different videos and more playlists, we are going to see how to do each thing, and whatever will be explaining in this video will be more in depth in the later upcoming video. So just make sure you have understood whatever you have seen here, so that in the later part when you see anything you'll be able to understand everything clearly and have no confusion. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be an entire playlist, or you can call it a series, where we are going to build, install, test, debug and understand about how to build a custom ROM. And this is going to be an entire series where I'll be making multiple video, and we are going to have an entire playlist doing these step by step, and I'll try to do it from, the approach will be from going from absolute beginner, like you know nothing, to learning step by step. And as much as someone who is doing it quite recently, I'm not a very pro. I've learned whatever I've done, like whatever I've been showing you, it is something I've learned myself. There is no guide for it on the entire YouTube, and I want everyone to know how to do it so that it's possible for everyone to move forward with it. So like, as it's the first video, we are not going to focus on, now we have the file, we are going to build something. It will be more about understanding the file structure, what are you going to do, from where are you going to do, and how are you going to do. So let's move forward. First thing is, here in your browser, this guide will be for everyone, for every OEM. More like, if you are using a Oppo phone, you can go for that. If you're using a Xiaomi phone, you can go for that. But this is more focused towards Samsung. Samsung, I am good with Samsung, as I've used Samsung phones and I've been working on Samsung phone. But you can apply everything that I'm showing to any device. Like, the basic file structure will be the same. So we are going to do it from here. So right now you see that we have SamFW, which is a very popular website used to download all the firmwares for your device. So as I own A34, so I'll be searching A34, I'll be searching A34, and as you see, there are many different variants of A34. Like, as you see, SM means Samsung, A34 is your model number 6, there is one M, E, B, N and 0. And you must be wondering, like, why are there these many different variants? Which one is yours? So I'll just guide you. I'll probably add it to your screen right next to there. Is, if you go into your settings, and in settings you go to your device, about device, you will find that it is very clearly mentioned in the model name as SMA346E for my case, while for other your could be an M, B, N or 0. So E is the widely used one, mostly in Asia and all, while M is not so much used. Like, M, N and 0 are very rarely found, and B is probably in the European side. So you can download the firmware based on your case. I'll move forward with mine, which is an A346E. So I'll go select and select on A346E. Now you'll see all your device specification. It released with Android 13, One UI 5.1. It's running One UI 8, and all the processor details and everything. And you have your entire device specification, like everything possibly needed. Now when you scroll down, you'll see that there are a lot of different country names, and with a very small abbreviation. Like, for Thailand it is CAL, for Philippines it's GLB, for Singapore it's SIN, for another, there is Singapore, it's SIN, STH, and then there is XSP. So there are 3 of these. So you have to check for your own device. So checking that is very easy again. you'll again be in the same place, settings, about phone, and then you'll go into your software information. In software information, you will see that there is something called as service provider software version, and in there you will see something written as SAOMC Samsung A34, SM A346EM, whatever you have. Your ODM could be a different one. For my case, it is an INS. And here is what your CSC is. Your could be, say if you are in Vietnam, it could be XXV. If you are in Bangladesh, it could be BKD. And for my case, it's of course INS. So you will be having these mentioning your CSC. So you can check it from there. And you have this for Asia, it's continent based. So it's Asia, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and then you can scroll horizontally to find any other, or you can just type your CSC and find it. You can see there are a lot of these over here: Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Turkey, Pakistan, Iraq, Nepal, Israel, Georgia, all of them. So for my case, I'll go ahead and select INS, which is India. And over here is what you have to understand. If we go on to this 3 over here, we have selected 3, which means that we are going to see the first file that released, like it is the first file that our device released with. Now over here, I think there is more. No, there isn't. So this is Android 13 with bit 1. Usually they sometimes change it. So you can see it's bit 1. There were 2 updates, there was a single update for my device, and then it changed to bit 2. So now say that your device is with a version which has a bit 2. You can also check this exact same version in your device software information. That version will be mentioned in your build number. Your build number should match with the version over here. If you are on a stock ROM, you will be easily able to see which one is it. You can find it over there, or you can check in your last software update as well. So now the build number is this version. Say if your version was 2, you will be able to upgrade to 3, or say you are in the last build of 2, you can downgrade to the last or the first build of 2, but you can't go back to this build 1. It is something called as a binary lock or a bootloader lock. It's not like that bootloader unlock, which is the OEM unlocking. No, it is a bootloader downgrade lock. You can upgrade, but you can't downgrade your device. So we have this logged over here that we can't return back to 1. So in our case, say it has reached up to binary A, B, C and D. So if say you have updated to binary D, you can't go back to B, C, A or 9. You can't change any of these. And as of Samsung's regulation that after One UI 7, in One UI 8 you don't have the permission or the option to unlock OEM. So if say you are in the last build of One UI 8, so this is Android 16 over here with One UI 8, and you ended up updating to this One UI 8 with binary B, you can't return to One UI 7 as A over here and here are same. You can see in this it's One UI 8 which is Android 16, and then this is One UI 7 Android 15. So some of you who have downgraded to your device as One UI 7, congratulations, you have OEM unlocking. If you do not, you can't. And I've made an entire video on showing how to downgrade your device. You can check that out as well. So you are going to say, I am at One UI 7, which is this, the SADYG1, and I want to upgrade my device to this one, but make a custom ROM to do that. Now, what we want to make a custom ROM based on the latest firmware that we have, which is the A34 6EXXSDE ZB6. Now this is something which you need to download. So now you'll click on download, and you will scroll down all the way and you will download it from whatever option you prefer. Now you will get these 5 files. Now we can move away from this and we can move to our file structure over here. So this is the file that you will have after downloading it, and this is a firmware text. So if you extract this file, you will receive these 5 files, and these are your stock firmware files. These are nothing, out of the world. If you want to upgrade your device or downgrade your device, you can use these 5 files to flash using Odin, and you can upgrade or downgrade your device based on your binary. Now AP is the actual system file, so I'll extend it for you, and for my case I have this Android 15 files, which is the SADG1, which I've got here to demonstrate, and you can see over here this is exactly the one which we have in Android 15. This is the SADYG1. So I have this file, and this is Android 15 file which I've got. So you have this AP, bootloader, CP and CSC ODM, and home CSC ODM. So the AP file is your exact system file, and your bootloader file is something which if you update to a bootloader which has a different binary, you won't be able to downgrade. So you have to make sure that while you are building a custom ROM, you should never touch the bootloader file. And I'll be making this entire guide will be based on doing it through AP. We are not going to touch bootloader, CP or CSC ODM until we are going to flash the file. So we are going to focus on AP. Bootloader is something which is going to lock, which is responsible for your device bit. Now that is a crucial part. As I said, if you update your bit, you won't be able to downgrade if the bit number is different. Now CP is like your extra files, some permissions and everything. CSC is your device specific related permissions and apps. Say a device in India has different app requirements and different network requirements comparative to apps that are in, say, America. In America, you might need some different app. It always has a different cellular services and different things, so these are responsible for that. So in case of flashing of stock firmware, you are going to flash all of these, and you are going to flash CSC ODM if you want to have a format data. But if you flash home CSC ODM, it won't format your data. So these are the things here, and we are going to just use the AP file. So AP file will be everything that you need, like the entire stuff. So that is what we needed. Now if I show you in my A34, I have got the AP file for the latest one, which is the DEZB6, the latest release, and this is what we have. And I will be moving forward to next video. We are going to have an entire just installing the environment, making everything whatever is needed. So for now we have something related to this, that when you extract this, which you can't directly using some extractor like WinRAR or something, you can't do that. You will need CRB, and I'll be showing you how to install CRB and how to set it up. So CRB in project, I have got the extracted part. You don't have to worry about it. What is this, from where did you get all of this? I'm just giving you a complete demonstration. So in this, when you extract the AP file, the only file which you will extract is the AP. We are not going to touch BP, CP, CSC or home CSC for now. You get something called as ODM, ODM DLKM, product system, system DLKM, system ext vendor, and vendor underscore DLKM. So as self-explanatory, system is your entire system. It is what is responsible for your operating system inside it. Now system ext is like permissions and extra. It's an abbreviation of system extension, which is related to the kernel permissions. Like say you need something extra on your device, so you install this as alongside, which is essential. Now products are your apps, whatever apps you have, whatever pre-installed, whatever user-based app, whatever you are going to have is your product. And now what are these underscore DLKM? So DLKM are the permission files. Say this is like ODM is installed, and ODM DLKM will be responsible for making making all the connections and permissions between the hardware and the software. So you will need that to be installed. So the ODM and DLKM are all here, and so ODM is something which is responsible for your device specific customization. Every single device has its own OEM, like you must have seen in your settings that you have a OEM in INS. So INS has a different ODM, your can have a different ODM, so it's responsible for all your device specific things, more like a region specific thing. And now ODM underscore DLKM is something which is a kernel module. It's like something which will, when your device boots up, it needs permission to talk from your hardware to your software. So these are all the permissions. All the underscore DLKM are responsible for giving permissions. So they are going to give permissions and whatever is needed. Now vendor is a very, very important part of this. System is system, system is responsible for your operating system itself. But vendor is something that if you have a mismatched vendor with your system, you might not have a proper boot, because vendor is responsible for having your operating system and hardware. Like say you go to a country where how to how to go around everywhere, but you don't know how to talk to the person there, people in that country, so you won't be able to operate completely. So vendor is that if you use a mismatch vendor and it does not know how to talk to the hardware, it could lead to problems like your device could be searching for something which your device region does not has, and it will keep on looking for it until it fails and eventually crashes your device. So you have to make sure that your vendor is properly installed, and we are going to have a proper extraction environment setting and everything. So this is it for this video, where we have just had a very over the top explanation of what is what, and I hope you guys have understood it. And we are going to come up with there will be entire series of videos, so everything will be one after one. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in the next one. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep the series running unless we have a proper working ROM which we can use, and all the bugs are fixed, everything is working phenomenally good, and you have got probably a stock port of whatever device you are using, so that you don't have to rely on any other developer. And there is no script involved. We are going to do it on Windows, and I'll be letting you know when we need Linux or some other operating system. So thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one.